Hello, I'm John, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how to create custom WooCommerce templates using Kadence and the Shop Kit add-on. So for this we are going to be using the Kadence WP theme and also the add-on Kadence Shop Kit. And if you look in our local development environment, you can see that I've added the Kadence Blocks Pro extension, Kadence Blocks, Kadence Shop Kit, and WooCommerce, and that's all that's on here. I did also use the dummy content generator to create us a stack of products to work with. So you'll see those here. And so we have our products, we have some featured images, and we've added these products into a handful of categories: memberships, cars, glasses, etc. So let's first take a look at what WordPress does to products by default. So this is what a Kadence product would look like. We'd have our image, we have some gallery images as well, the title, the price, etc., and then our description and related products, etc., all down below that. Now, depending on the types of products that you're selling, you may not necessarily want to have a featured image. For example, I was working with a client who was trying to sell memberships and subscriptions, and because of that, there really wasn't a need on the shop page to have the giant image up here and then no real description showing up on the first part of the page when you first load it up. What they wanted to do is they wanted to have the description and all of this information up here and get rid of this and then just move some other things around. So this is where the ShopKit add-on for Kadence really shines. And so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into our plugins page here, and we've already got it active right down here on the Kadence Shop Kit. And once you have that installed, you're going to now see this menu item for Shop Kit down here. We'll start here. And there are a bunch of different settings that we can go into and a lot of different features built into the Shop Kit. The one that we are going to be working with today is the products template. So you're just going to click here, and then we will want to enable and then click save. I will tell you a quick little word of warning. The first time you do this, you will want to, after you hit save here, you'll want to refresh, because this menu item that we're going to look at next underneath products and Woo templates doesn't show up by default, and I don't want you to get tripped up like I did the first time. But once this is showing up, you can click on Woo templates, and you're going to come over here, and the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and click on Add New. So we will be talking about two different types of templates today. We are going to go through the process for creating a single product template, and I'm also going to walk you through the process of creating a product archive template. So this first one we'll do is going to be the single product, and you're going to see that they give us a few different base templates that we can use. This is pretty close to what the default WordPress theme does by default when you first install it. So we've got our big image and some information and a description. This template has a couple of larger images and a smaller amount of information down the right hand side, and then this one looks like they just threw everything from the kitchen sink in here. And then we've got the start from blank. So we're going to go ahead and use this one up here because this is pretty close to what we want. We just want to start with something and then work down to exactly what we want. So when we click on this, you'll see that it throws it all into our page, and it brings up a sample product for us to work with, some sample data. And now it's going to seem very similar to working with Kadence, just like you've done for pages or posts. So we can take a look at the document overview, and we can get a lay of the land to see what we've got going in here. So in our first row, we have the product breadcrumbs, so we're definitely going to leave that alone. And then in our second one, we've got a couple of different items here. So we have two different sections. The first one is this product gallery. So we're going to go ahead and delete this one because we don't want this image at all. And now for this row layout, we want to click right over here, and we want this to be one column. So now we've got our title and our product ratings, etc. So now we're going to go through and remove some of the items from here and maybe switch out some of the other items that we don't necessarily want. So we're going to open up our section here, and you can see we've got our title and our ratings. So the first thing, I know we certainly don't want the ratings. We're going to get rid of that. And rather than the short description, I really want the entire description to show. So I'm going to click on the block inserter here. And when you do that, you are going to see all of the different Woo template blocks. And there's a whole bunch to choose from for the product image, the gallery, short description, the description, which is what we're going to use here in a second. But you'll see that there's a whole bunch of other ones that we can use, and this is really going to come down to what you want on your page. So we're going to go ahead and grab the product description, and I'm going to drop that right here. And so now if I can see where I've got our product description, so I'm going to get rid of the short description. Perfect. Next, I want to move the add to cart. I'm going to move that right up here above. And if I wanted, I could even get a little fancy here. And let's say I wanted to add a separate row inside of here. Let's say I drop it right up here and turn this into a 2-column. And now that I've got the 2 columns, I could put the price over here on the left and then the add to cart over here on the right, so that they're next to each other. And once I do that, I do want to edit the add to cart. And I'm going to turn off the show quantity, because all they should be doing is adding it to the cart. Now there are a couple other things that I want to do now that I've moved our whole description up here. I don't really want the meta, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then this row down here, which has our description, product, upsells, and related products, well, I don't want any of those. So let's just double check that's what we're about to get rid of. Tabs, upsells, related, so I'm going to delete that. All right, so this is pretty close to what we're looking for. Obviously, we'll probably want to do some fine tuning at some point. I am going to give this template a name. I'm going to call it product single. And now we need to tell Kadence where we want this template to be used. So we're going to do that by clicking over here on the template settings. And then the first thing is the display settings. And we want to tell it where to show on. And we want to choose the single product. Now, if we just hit save right now or hit publish, this would update all of our products to have this new template, but that's not what we wanted to do. We want to do this only specifically for our one particular category. So underneath the sell products by, or select products by, excuse me, you'll see that we have a few different options. We have by groups, which is what we're going to use, but you could also do it by author or by individual products. So if you wanted to create a template that was specific for one particular product or a couple of particular products, you could do that here and then just select them from the list. But we are going to use the group, which is going to give us a new drop down here for selecting the taxonomy. We're going to choose the category, and our particular category is going to be memberships. And now we publish. So now let's go take a look here at our subscription product or membership product. And if I hit refresh, you'll see that it's now taken on our new template. So we still have our breadcrumbs, our price, our title, our price, and our add to cart, and then our description. But if I head over to the other product and hit refresh, you'll see it's unchanged. So this is exactly what the client wanted. So outside of modifying some look and feel and just customizations, this template is ready to go. So now let's talk about the next item on the list, which is editing the product category archive. And this came up because the title up here, this title area, was a little bit boring. And yes, you can go in and you can edit, you can make some edits in the customizer, but if you would rather modify it a bit further and maybe do something a little bit fancier using the Kadence rows like you're used to, we can do that. So let's go jump back into our template page here, and we will back out. And next we're going to go to add a new Woo template, and we will choose the product archive. And on this one, we are going to be starting from a blank, which is totally fine. We'll start off by adding a product title. This is a product archive, product category archive. And now we're going to start building our page. And again, this is going to seem very similar because we are going to just be using some Kadence related tools. So I'm going to choose the row layout. And in this particular one, I'm going to choose a single row. And this first one is going to be the header at the very top. So in here I'm going to add the text advanced, and I'm going to choose dynamic content, and I want this to be down here, the archive title. And let's just make this a little bit fancier. I'm going to go ahead and center it. And let's see here. What else do we want to do to this? We want to give it some padding. Make it a nice 2XL, top and bottom. And then we will add do this on the row. It's actually where I should have done the other, but that's okay. It also still works there. But so for the row layout here, we're going to go to the style, and I'm going to add a background image. There it is. We'll select that. Now obviously that title is not going to work like this because black text on that background is not going to do us very well. So we'll just choose the dynamic placeholder and make it white. And let's also increase the size. There we go. Okay, so now that we have our header, let's go ahead and add another row, single, and in here we will choose the product archive main query. Now from here we have the option to do some simple edits. We can change the number of columns, and we can change the space settings. We could also add some additional CSS and things like that, but for what our needs are on this particular template, this is going to do us just fine. But we do need to tell it that we want to use it. So again, we're going to go into the display settings, and we could choose specific all product archives or particular ones that we want. And so for this particular one, I want them all to look the same. So all product archives, hit publish, and publish again. And now when I come over here and if I hit refresh, you'll see we have our fancy title and our product archive down below it. So now obviously we can come in here, this is butting all the way up against the edge. I'm never a fan of that, so let's just go fix that real quick. Just come over here to the row, inherit the max width, update, refresh, there you go, there. Now, from here, obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Anything and everything that you want to do inside of Kadence is available to you on these templates. So with that, I hope this is helpful. And if you have any questions, please drop me a comment below. Thanks so much.